Coach Paul Peck won 587 games over his 30-year head coaching career, including compiling a 351 and 169 record while coaching at Lindsey Wilson College.
Paul has meant so much to our basketball program. When I became athletic director in 2003, Paul had just come back to Lindsey Wilson, and it was so nice having a basketball coach that was so accomplished, somebody who had been an administrator before, and Paul was really good to me, especially being a young athletic director, and it was just such a pleasure to see Paul work with his teams.
Coach Peck meant the world to me. He was not only a role model, a leader, a coach, but he also took on the role of for me, anyway, being a dad. I was a young 17-year-old kid coming over from Australia, and he took me in, and not only did he do that with me, he did it with every player.
He's been a mentor to me. He's been a brother to me. He's been a best friend to me. We've known each other now for 25 years. Paul's very detail-oriented and on the floor, off the floor, in the office, and I think he brought that onto the court, off the court, especially with the student athletes, and made them realize, there was a lot more to the game of basketball. It was about life in general and teaching them life skills, and we really took pride in them becoming young men.
Over his Lindsey Wilson career, Coach Peck guided the Blue Raiders to a #1 national ranking and the program's only Fab Four appearance while reaching the national tournament 8 times. Coach Peck led the Blue Raiders to 3 Mid-South Conference regular season titles and 4 MSC tournament championships while being selected by his peers as Coach of the Year 5 times. In 2012, Coach Peck was selected as the Don Meyer NAIA Coach of the Year.
When you think Lindsey Wilson basketball, you think Coach Peck. That's the immediate thing that comes to mind, and I think for all the coaches that ever came up against him, that's what they thought. We got to figure out what he's going to do, and then the group of guys that he played, that he put on the floor, that was always secondary. It was always, Coach Peck's plan. We got to figure that out first.
A lot of people have always commented about our relationship, and I've always had to push the right buttons with Coach Peck to make him do what I felt was needed during a game or whatever. And I remember one halftime, it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. Sometimes we did it on purpose. Sometimes, it just happened. But I remember a halftime. We're back in Johnny C's closet area where we always met at halftime, and Coach Wesley, our JV coach, he came back and Paul said, "Out!" And he slams the door, and it's just Paul and I in there, and we're going at it back and forth. And again, we're like brothers. We're like an old married couple, and we're yelling and screaming at each other. And the locker room's right next door. And after the fact, the guys were all they were telling me they were just quiet, and just listening to us screaming at each other, trying to figure out how to just win this game, how to get these guys over the hump, and get our season going back on track, because we were really struggling at the time. And so we're yelling and going crazy at each other. And I think at some point I just got so upset, I picked up a chair and I looked at him, and he looked at me and he said, "Do it." And I just turned, and I think I smashed the chair up against the wall, went into a million pieces. We both sat down, we looked at each other, and we just started laughing. I think we even slapped hands and said, this is what it's all about. And we kind of go in, and it was the turning point of our season. Paul and I kind of relaxed, got the team going in the right direction, and I think we ended up, playing the best ball we had all season.
Paul just did a fantastic job for Blue Raider basketball, and so proud of him, and want to congratulate him on being inducted into the Lindsey Wilson College Athletics Hall of Fame.
I'm excited to see you in the Hall of Fame. You deserve it, 100%. And I know every kid or every athlete that's played for you is 100% behind you, now and forever. And enjoy this day. This is your day, Coach Peck.
I want to wish Coach Peck all the luck and all the love in the world in his retirement, and so proud of you that you've made the Hall of Fame here at Lindsey Wilson College. And I know you'll be around watching games, coming to practices, taking care of your grandson, and I just wish you all the luck in the world, and appreciate you so much, everything that you've done for me and my family.
Please welcome 2018 Lindsey Wilson College Athletics Hall of Fame inductee, Coach Paul Peck.